Yes, but not. Yes, yes.
अब हैं जी
Yes, yes. जी जी जी.
Yeah, I'm just trying to share my PPT.
जी जी.
जब तक भैया पीपीटी अपनी अरेंज कर रहे हैं, till then anyone of the attendees if want to share, if want to ask something, if want to discuss something, you are welcome. Please just raise your hand so that mic can be provided. Jidi, Ruby Chatwal ji, you are having a mic. You can unmute it and speak. Am I audible, Parikshit Bhaiya?
Yes, Didi, you are completely audible.
Okay.
Sundar Bhaiya's PPT is also very perfect.
Huh. Last, I was speaking about regeneration, and my claims were very tall that regeneration is possible at any age, at any place, any part of the body can be regenerated. But unfortunately, it is not happening, and many people are unable to trigger this process of regeneration inside their own body because of the bad lifestyle, bad food, and bad mental state. And one important factor which can contribute either towards degeneration or regeneration is air. So let's discuss about air today. And before going deeper into the air topic, if someone is having any question, anything you want to get clarified, we can take one or two questions. Otherwise, we'll go directly into the session.
I had also asked where for the same, but no one has raised hand for the query or any sharing or anything like that.
Okay, fine.
Now it has been raised.
Okay.
JVS Gupta ji, you are having the mic, please. You can unmute it and speak.
Yeah, am I audible, please?
Yes,
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 sir.
you are audible, completely audible, sir. Please.
This once I requested doctor to give anti-aging measures and all that. So now the doctor is covering regenerative techniques of each and every part of the body. So I think this basically covers anti-aging measures, or is there any separate subject for this? My first question.
Okay.
Second is, I got a problem with my right shoulder. Right shoulder, I can raise almost to the end, but last one stage I find it difficult. Do you
Okay.
think any regenerative techniques will help me in this context?
Yes. Yeah. So regenerative medicines are
Okay.
like in Ayurveda we call them rasayana drugs. Rasayana chikitsa. The therapy is called rasayana therapy for regeneration.
Okay. Okay.
There are some medicines which can help in regenerating different parts of the body.
Okay.
Uh, but the thing is, this medicine is not actually creating new cells or regenerating new organs or organ systems. These medicines, along with some therapies and lifestyle modifications, food modifications, all these things put together, they will help in creating an environment inside the body which is conducive for regeneration. And the regeneration actually happens by the body itself. Body will regenerate itself. This whole process happens by the self-healing capacity of the body, human body. Human body is having a wonderful pharmacy in itself. It can prepare wonderful medicines and send them to the specific organ which needs the medicine in a specific dose which is accurate, in a specific time which will be effective. All we have to do is create that environment in which the body uses its ability to heal itself. Unfortunately, instead of helping our own body, we are hampering the body's strength of healing itself. We are creating hurdles in the way due to bad lifestyle, bad food, bad mental state. So,
Doctor, actually, can I interrupt?
yes.
Actually, I am taking a little Ayurvedic, you say medicines only, but what is given to me is Dashmula Kwata Churna. That is the powder which we can make kashayam in the morning.
Okay.
And then put what is that, honey, and then take that this one early in the morning. And also I was given Simhanad Gugulu, some four tablets in the morning, chew it and all that, apart from a Thailam. The Thailam starts with C, I forgot the name. The Thailam. All these three I'm using. Apart from that, immediately after the physiotherapy exercise, I just put some cold pack on the shoulder so that the blood circulation improves. So I'm following these things. Apart from that, I can do something more to make, because I'm already 75 plus.
Yes.
I want to see that my shoulder is 100% functional, but now it is 90%, you can say. I don't have any other problem. All other problems, I don't have anything.
Medicines you are using right now, they will help in correcting the vitiation in the Vata dosha. Vata is the one which is responsible for the movements of our body. It is the one which controls the nervous system, musculoskeletal system. Due to the vitiation in Vata, people will have problems in the flexibility, movements of the joints and all. In your specific condition in the shoulder region, most of the patients have some kind of degenerative changes in their shoulder, which will restrict the movement of the shoulder. These medicines will help in correcting the vitiated Vata. Of course, you can also use some medicines which will help in better regeneration of the shoulder joint, tendons, ligaments, cartilage, bone. The whole skeletal system can be strengthened with some more rasayana medicines. And I cannot just randomly tell you a few names. I have to take a complete case history before I prescribe some medicine, for which you can contact me. I'll send you my email ID. Okay. But to answer your question, there are certain medicines which are very useful in regeneration. And
Okay.
broadly, they can be divided into herbal medicines and mineral medicines. There are
Right,
some
right.
herbs which are very useful in triggering this regeneration. There are certain minerals we use
Okay.
to start the regeneration process.
Okay.
So there are certain therapies which we use to start this regeneration process. And of course, there are certain wonderful ancient techniques like pranayama and dhyana, which will
Okay.
make the whole process much faster. The regeneration thing,
Okay.
which
Okay.
also we will discuss.
Okay. Doctor, I'm likely to visit Visakhapatnam somewhere in November, December.
Great.
Will it be possible for us to come and consult you, sir?
Definitely. I'll be here in Visakhapatnam itself.
Basically, I'm from Andhra Pradesh,
Okay.
but I live in Bangalore.
Okay.
But right now, I happen to be in US.
Okay.
So we have programmed to come to Visakhapatnam in the month of November for our union because I have completed 55 years of engineering.
Great.
So that time we are likely to visit Visakhapatnam and probably will visit you.
Great, sir.
Okay. Thank you,
So
sir. Thank you this information. Tell me.
you can contact me before you come to Visakhapatnam.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay.
Please go ahead with the program, sir.
Yeah. So air is one important part of the intake we take, like food, air, water, sunlight. All these things help in nourishing the human body, strengthening each and every cell of our body, revitalizing and rejuvenating each and every cell of the body, producing enough energy to perform day-to-day activities. It will also help in tissue building and maintenance of all the organs and organ systems. So air is very important. Unfortunately, no one tells us the principles and guidelines to take the air in a right way, to take maximum benefit out of the intake of air. Nowadays, after Corona, all of us have a clear-cut idea about the importance of air. We used to purchase air. We used to purchase these oxygen cylinders. And previously, when I was asking patients or people who attend the seminar, how much air do we need? People used to laugh. What is that question? We have a lot of air around us, in and around us, as much as we want. How can we measure how much air we need? But now we have measurements for everything. We know when the required amount of oxygen is not being supplied to each and every cell, and how the body will tell us. How can we measure whether the oxygen saturation is good or bad? Everything we know thanks to pandemic. But still, do we have an idea about how much lung capacity we are actually using? And is it sufficient? Or do we need to train our lungs in such a way that we can use the maximum potential of our body in the right way with the help of proper intake of air? So what is your idea? What do you think? How much air is needed for us? You can just type in the chat window. How much inhalation is the right inhalation? How much what is the right way of breathing in such a way that we give maximum oxygen to our body? And how much is that? Can we measure it? Can we know whether we are utilizing our lung capacity in the right way, or we are taking less oxygen, less air? So anyone in the session if you want to share your thoughts regarding the quantity of inhalation, quantity of air we need to take inside to stay healthy. How much? Is there any specific measurement? So that is my question. So actually, our lungs, they are like balloons. You know, lungs are the only organs which can float on water. But they are not completely like balloons. There are so many layers and layers inside lungs, which will increase the surface area of lungs so that more air can be taken inside. And if you spread these layers, you can cover a big tennis court with the layers of the lung.
Sir, can I answer the question?
Yes, yes, madam.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Sir, your question was that how much air is needed by a human being
Yes.
per minute or per day
For inhalation?
for inhalation or exhalation?
Yes.
Per minute you want or per day?
For inhalation, one single inhalation, one time you breathe in.
Inhale and exhale approximately 7 to 8 times 8 liters.
Okay.
As I have information.
Okay.
7 or 8 liters of air per minute.
Okay. Yeah.
Because as you were saying now that even water is there and
Yes.
is also there. So
Yes.
covers that. So as
So
per my information, it is 7 or 8 liters air per minute inhale and exhale.
let's see what science says about this.
Yes, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, ma'am. So as I have told you, lungs are like balloons. And when you fill them completely with air, they can actually double their size. They can become double in their size. So when you completely fill the lungs, they can store around 6 liters of air in both the lungs. And in one inhalation, one single inhalation, you can take about 2.5 liters of air in one single inhalation. This is our lung capacity. Unfortunately, on an average, a human being is taking less than half liter of air. Not even 20% of the lung capacity is being utilized by an average human being. So you might ask, what happens? What happens if I use less of my lung capacity? What is the disadvantage? Let's see why exactly we need air. So, most of brain, they consume lots and lots of oxygen. If you look at the size of the brain, it is almost like the size of a fist. Small. Not even 5% of our whole oxygen we consume. And whenever there is a shortage of oxygen, the brain will work slower. And since the brain regulates a lot of other functions in the body, all these functions get affected when you are taking less amount of oxygen. We are not even utilizing 20% of our lung capacity. If someone gives us free Wi-Fi, or our service provider gives us 2 GB or 1.5 GB, will we say, I'll use only 20% of the data and I'll leave the remaining data for my service provider? Will we do that? We'll try to use maximum, right? Then why are we not using this wonderful resource of energy? We call it prana vayu in Ayurveda. This is the one which maintains our life. The heart, it's constantly active. Heart is always working. It beats more than 1 lakh times in a single day. And this heart is a massive consumer of oxygen. And whenever there is a shortage in supply of oxygen, heart will not be able to pump the blood efficiently. And when the pumping capacity of the heart gets reduced, it leads to bad blood circulation. Nutrients will not reach each and every cell of the body, and body tends to get degenerated. Our muscles are the ones which will help us in making all kinds of movements. And when there is oxygen shortage, muscles will not be able to function properly, because for the muscles to move, it needs energy, and the energy comes from oxygen. Oxygen is the vital ingredient for the production of energy. Whatever food we take, this food gets converted into energy with the help of oxygen. Aerobic reactions happen when the muscles are active. So when there is shortage of oxygen, muscles become stiff, tense, we get tired faster. And of course, it will have a negative effect on our overall performance when the muscles become dull and tired. And if we have poor breathing habits, they will cause lots and lots of adverse effects. Like, our nervous system can become unbalanced. Our breath is having an immediate impact on the nervous system. Our breath plays a vital role in maintaining the balance inside our body. If our breathing pattern is dysfunctional, if you are breathing in a short breaths, very small breaths instead of long breaths, and you are not breathing in a relaxed way, you are breathing in a forced way, all these disturbed breathing patterns will result in very tense body and higher levels of stress. In fact, when we don't give enough oxygen, the airways through which the air travels, they become constricted. Because of lack of oxygen, the airways become constricted, and because of the constriction, much lesser air passes through the airways from the mouth till the lungs, from the nose till the lungs. So body should work harder and breathe faster to get more oxygen, which will in turn spend a lot of energy. Gets drained. And the blood vessels, they get constricted whenever there is
Has
oxygen.
connectivity. Your
And
connectivity is not.
when there is
It
to
is
higher
breaking.
pressure, heart will be forced harder, will be this. Bad breathing, it decreases the body's ability to hello.
Yes, sir.
I was not there for a moment, or I don't know.
Oh, you were there altogether, but voice was breaking.
Oh, maybe there is some
So
problem in the. It's raining
now
here.
it is proper. Now it's proper.
And my PowerPoint is not visible, right?
No, slide is not visible.
Okay.
as you are arranging your slide here, Pradeep Mehta has raised his hand.
Okay.
Pradeep Mehta, you are having mic with you. You can unmute it and please put your query.
दीदी नमस्कार.
Namaskar. Please
हाँ.
put your query.
ऑडिबल.
हाँ,
Yes,
Pradeep, you are audible. Please go ahead.
तो गलती से हुआ था, अदरवाइज इंटेंशनली नहीं किया था.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Okay, okay. Ruby Chetwalji has also.
Yes, Didi, namaste. How are you?
Fine. Please put your query.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, sir. I want to ask
Yes,
now during COVID period, pandemic period, they were testing oxygen for each and every individual, whoever was going out or coming in. So that time they were showing 90% is okay, like
Yes.
normal.
Yes.
So, and then how we know that it is going down, and how we'll check?
Yes.
Because
So
it was showing only 90%.
they were checking the oxygen saturation in our blood.
Okay.
Okay. So if 90% of the gases are filled with oxygen and the carbon dioxide is less and oxygen is more, then we are healthy. If oxygen saturation is becoming less and less, then our body will not be able to produce energy, and it will not be able to survive. When the saturation goes below 80, then it is a serious condition.
Okay,
People
sir.
die when it goes below 60 and all, right?
Yes, sir.
Of course, there are so many ways in which we can understand that our breathing is not proper and the saturation levels are going down.
Yes, sir.
These are the things which I'm trying to tell you.
There may be another problem also in the body.
Yes.
There may be, because
Yes.
they were just checking, na. So I am just out of curiosity. I said, ki they are showing only 90%. So what about higher level or lower level? What is it? Like saying that patient is having any warning signs or low oxygen level or starting some oxygen therapy immediately.
Yeah.
So that is why I was curiosity. Out of curiosity, I asked. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Priya.
Yeah. During the COVID time, the virus specifically was attacking our lungs, and because the lungs are getting affected and filled with fluid, the oxygen absorption power of lungs are getting hampered, and because of that, oxygen is not reaching each and every cell of the body, and that was leading to reduced oxygen saturation. That was a condition where a pathogen is trying to destroy our lungs.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
But there are other conditions where where we ourselves are not giving proper quantity of oxygen to our own body. So if we have proper awareness, if we start observing ourselves, we will be able to easily understand whether we are giving proper oxygen to each and every cell or not. That is what I wanted to discuss today.
Yes, Bhaiya. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Yeah. So if you look at this slide, so many harmful changes happen inside our own body whenever this oxygen oxygen saturation comes down. So it's very important for us to have a right breathing pattern. Otherwise, we will invite diseases inside our body. So we need to understand the principles of intake of air, which we will discuss right now. So here are some simple guidelines which will help you understand the principles behind the right way of breathing. So always it is important for us to breathe through the nose. Every breath we take should go in and come out through the nose. You know, our nose is like a small factory which purifies, refines, prepares the air, makes it fit to be used by the body. You know, it does it very efficiently. You know, it adds little moisture to the air. Otherwise, the dry air can go and damage our lungs. It will add little warmth to the air. Otherwise, the cold air can go and damage our lungs. Nose also removes the dust particles and other pathogens by trapping them in the mucous membranes of the nose. If we breathe through our mouth, lungs will get a lot more of unfiltered air, raw air, cold air, dry air full of viruses and bacteria. So it's very important for us to consciously, consistently breathe through the nose. And another important part is breathe with the diaphragm. Diaphragm is a partition between our thorax and our abdomen. Thorax is the place where we have our lungs, and abdomen is the place where we have all the organs. You can look at the picture here. So you can see lungs and heart in the above top part, and then there is the abdomen part where you have there is stomach, liver, pancreas and all. So in between the lungs and the abdomen there is a inverted U-shaped partition called diaphragm. This diaphragm will push the organs and create space for the lungs so that they will expand. So whenever you breathe in, you need to create space for the lungs to expand so that we can take more and more oxygen. Unfortunately, many of us breathe in a reverse way. You can just observe, yourself, put your hand on your belly and take deep breath. While breathing in, if your belly is going in, then you are breathing in a wrong way. While you are breathing in, your tummy should come outwards. It should expand. While you are breathing out, your tummy should contract. This is the right way of breathing. If you are breathing in an opposite way, then you are not allowing your lungs to expand. You are not allowing your lungs to take proper sufficient amount of air. You can look at the picture. See, while you are inhaling, the blue color arrows, they are showing that your chest and your abdomen should expand. Lungs should come down. For that, this diaphragm should push the organs to create space for the lungs to expand. And while you are breathing out, your lungs should contract. Diaphragm should push the lungs above so that the lungs will become small and the air will come out completely as much as possible. Chest also should go inside. This is the right way of breathing. This is the diaphragmatic way of breathing. If we are not doing this, so the air we breathe in will not go all the way down till our belly. 70 to 80% of the inhaling should be done by the diaphragm so that our breathing is nice and deep. It helps our lungs with gaseous exchange because it's much more efficient in the lower parts of the lungs. If the air reaches, the exchange of gases will be more efficient. And moreover, when the diaphragm is pushing the internal organs, it's not just pushing, it is giving a nice massage to all the organs like liver, stomach, intestines. And if this happens in a regular way, these organs will get a rhythmatic massage and they'll be in a balanced state. Okay. And of course, there is this lymphatic system, which which is also very important for our immune system. There is this another fluid called lymph inside our body, which also circulates all over the body, which carries immune cells, white blood cells to various parts of the body so that they can fight with viruses and bacteria, wherever place their need is there, they'll go there. And for that to happen, this circulation should be effective. And for that to happen, breathing should be proper. Lymphatic system also, it gets the help it needs to get rid of waste products from the bowels. The lymphatic system will be active when we are physically active. Lymphatic system will be active when we are breathing properly. Lymphatic system will help in strengthening our immune system when we are having a right way of breathing pattern. And while doing this diaphragmatic breathing, the pressure in the chest decreases. Heart will not have to work very hard if you are doing diaphragmatic breathing. Our chest becomes more relaxed if we are doing this diaphragmatic breathing. So it's very important for us to breathe with the help of diaphragm. Diaphragm should push the organs and make way for the lungs to expand and become double in their size so that 100% of our lung capacity will be utilized. And then next important guideline is, while we are breathing, our breathing pattern should be very relaxed. Tense breathing is not which is recommended. No matter what we want to do, whatever activity we want to do, we will be able to do it better if we are relaxed, both physically and mentally. Our breathing, it reflects our thoughts and feelings. And situations that make us feel tense, they can lead to a stressed breathing pattern, tense breathing pattern. When we are in a tense situation, if you observe, you will be doing shallow breathing, very shallow and fast breathing pattern. That indicates that you are mentally stressed out, physically weak. And that kind of breathing leads to lack of oxygen. And it in turn makes our body and brain more and more stressed. So when we take control of our breathing, whenever our mind is disturbed, whenever we are tense, whenever we are anxious, just observe breathing pattern. Tense, just hold the breath for as long as you can hold it. Then you start taking deep breaths. Just by correcting the breath pattern, you'll become more relaxed. Our body tunes in. Body also becomes more relaxed. And this whole thing leads to better functioning of each and every organ. When our body is relaxed, health is good, our energy is high, and we will also be relaxed mentally, we'll be happy, we'll be loving towards ourselves and others. So it's very important for us to breathe in a relaxed way, not in tense and stressful way. And another important guideline is breathe in a rhythmatic way. Everything in this world, in this nature, has a rhythm. The ocean waves have their own rhythm. Seasons become rhythmatically. The moon, you observe, the lunar cycle has its own rhythm. Body is getting influenced by all the whole nature. It's no different. The rhythm of our heart can be measured with the help of ECG. The rhythm of our brain waves can be measured with the help of EEG, electroencephalogram. Even the hormones in our body, they follow a natural rhythm. I've told you many times, the hormone called melatonin. Every day at a fixed time, it gets released. Almost 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the reproduction starts, and it helps in sleeping in a right time. So each and everything in our body is having a natural rhythm. So a breathing also should happen in a rhythmatic way, not very not very fast, not very slow. It should happen in tune. It's like a nice dance, a rhythmatic well choreographed dance which the diaphragm is performing along with the organs above it and below it. So that should happen. And for that to happen, we should become more and more conscious. We should be more aware of our own breathing pattern. And another important guideline is breathing silently. Coughing, snoring, sniffing. These are all suboptimal breathing in disguise. We neglect so many sounds we make while breathing. A breathing pattern which contains a lot of sounds, it puts a lot of strain on the body. Our breath, it loses our rhythm. So when there is no rhythm, again we are disturbing our rhythm in each and every organ. So when we cough, when we sigh, we are having the whole thing is an irregular breathing pattern. Snoring, it sounds, it's like you're compensating the right breathing with a wrong pattern of breathing. Nowadays, there is a new kind of disease called sleep apnea. During the sleep, you are not breathing properly. Air vessels are getting obstructed, and that is causing so many disturbances. And people are taking help of machines to breathe properly while sleeping. I know many patients who are using these machines to correct their sleep apnea. All they have to do is correct their lifestyle, correct their breathing pattern, and they can simply cure their sleep apnea. I know many doctors who have this problem. So a lot of us breathe quicker and louder when we talk. All these noises and talking, they lead to incorrect breathing. So it's very important for us to breathe silently. So these are the principles: breathing through the nose, breathing with the help of diaphragm, breathing in a relaxed way, breathing rhythmically, and breathing silently. So now you can ask me, how can we correct the breathing pattern if it's already disturbed? So I can give you simple guidelines which will help in correcting our own breathing pattern. For example, we can create some breath check triggers. Like, if we are more aware of our own breath pattern, always we can observe our breath pattern. We can see if breathing pattern, keep some triggers. We can choose some 5 to 6 naturally occurring triggers to remind ourselves about our breath pattern, about observing our breath pattern. For example, if such and such thing happens, then I will observe my breath pattern. If my alarm goes off, I will check my breathing pattern. If I put my clothes in the washing machine, then immediately I will check my breath pattern. If I sit at my desk to work on my computer, before doing that, I will check my breath pattern. If I start my car, before starting my car, I will check my breath pattern. If I lie down on my bed, I will check my breath pattern. Like that, you can create these breath check triggers. In fact, for our patients, we ask them to make small stickers of the size of visiting card and write "observe your breath" and stick them on different places, on your desk, on your car dashboard, on your washing machine, on your refrigerator, on your bathroom door, wherever you can easily look at. When you look at the sticker, just take a pause, observe your breath pattern, if it is shallow, if it is happening through the mouth, if it is not happening properly, if your mind is tense, then just take a pause, hold your breath for a long time, and then start taking deep breath. So that is creating the breath check triggers. Then we need to analyze our breath habits. Now, you want to change your breath pattern, you need to understand what needs to be changed. So we need to pay attention on how we breathe in various situations throughout the day, and what happens when the breath pattern changes, how our mind also changing, how our mental state is getting affected when our breath is changed, or how our breath pattern is getting affected whenever there is a disturbance in our mental state. How are we breathing when we are completely focused on whatever we are doing? How are we breathing when we are feeling anger or when we are feeling stress? How are we breathing while we are driving a car or bike? How are we breathing while we are watching TV or while we are playing with our kids or friends? How are we breathing while we are doing some physical activity? Are we holding the breath and doing some exercise, or are we doing proper breathing while we are doing exercise also? So trying to figure out when our breathing pattern is optimal, not up to the mark, and why it is happening. If we understand, then we will be able to correct it. We need to analyze our breath pattern. We need to observe a breath and we need to change it. So we need to adjust our breath pattern. It's very important for us to breathe in a right way. Always close your mouth, lift your tongue and touch the palate, and breathe through the nose. While you are breathing in, allow your chest and abdomen to expand. Inhale, and if you are inhaling for 2-3 seconds, and then you will exhale. While you are exhaling, while you are breathing out, breathe out much longer than breathing in. That will help. So whenever you are conscious, whenever you have some time, just observe your breath pattern. Breathe completely through your nose. Count the number of seconds you are breathing in and count the number of seconds you are breathing out, and try to breathe out little slowly than breathing in. And observe your body posture while you are breathing. Make sure that your body posture is always upright when you are breathing. Observe if there is any tension going on in your mind or in any part of your body while you are breathing in. And if such thing is happening, let it go. So be relaxed. So this whole conscious breathing is something which we all should try. Almost every 2 hours, 3 hours, you need to observe yourself, particularly before having food. Observe your breath pattern. Observe your mental state. If you are feeling tense, if you are feeling frustrated, I can tell you this will render your food into poison. So it's very important for us to observe a mental state, observe a breath pattern before having food. If your mind is disturbed, don't eat food right away. Sit for a few minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, close your eyes, observe your breath pattern, make it deep, make it relaxed, make it rhythmatic. Then you will see that automatically mind also will get relaxed. All the tensions and stress will be relieved once you correct your breath pattern. Then you have food. That will help you get maximum nutrients out of your food. If your mind, your breath pattern, both are relaxed before consuming the food, while consuming the food. So at every moment, create a breath check trigger, which will help you understand, observe your breath pattern. and be more aware of the relationship between your mental state and your breath pattern, and see what happens whenever you change the breath pattern, how your mental state can be switched from the bad state to good state, better state, relaxed state, blissful state, just by correcting your breath pattern. Of course, there are certain advanced practices in pranayama where we practice the art of kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is holding the breath. You know, pranayama is pranat ayamam. Pranavayu is pranavayu is oxygen. You are inhaling and exhaling. When you give a pause to this inhaling and exhaling, that is called pranayama. They say chale vate chale tum nischale tum. When going inside and coming out, your mind is also like a candle flickering in the air. When you hold the breath, your brain gets focused, mind gets focused. So it's very important for us to practice holding of pranayama. We will try to learn it in a practical way, maybe in the next session. Pranayama is something which helps us, particularly in our hospital. We teach different levels of pranayama to patients who have severe forms of degeneration, and pranayama helps in regenerating each and every cell of the body. Particularly the therapies which we perform, like panchakarma therapies, their effect will be multiplied when it is combined with pranayama. So pranayama helps in correcting our breath pattern to a higher level. It it helps us in unleashing the real potential hidden inside. So let's learn about it also in the next session. So it's almost time. If we have any questions, we'll take 1 or 2 questions.
I also wanted to say where today the voice has been breaking continuously in between because of network issues.
Yeah.
Though you were not disconnected anytime, but connectivity
I'm
was
really
having.
sorry. It's raining heavily here.
Okay, okay.
That
Because
was
some attendee was also having problem with it, so it was mentioned in chat that it is breaking. One more thing
Can I ask one question?
Yes, ma'am, please.
yes.
Bhaiya, when everything is going smoothly, self-regulation, body regulation, but then again, why lichen flash occurs?
Why?
Lichen flash.
Sorry? Lichen planus.
Yeah.
That is a disease actually. Lichen planus
Why it occurs?
Lichen planus is an autoimmune disease where our immune system attacks our skin. So this happens when our immune system gets confused between the microorganisms which attack our body and also our own cells. They get confused. They think our own cells are our enemies and they attack our own body. That results in lichen planus.
Or is it due to some foreign body in the our body structure?
See, lichen planus, when some infection like hepatitis C or some other virus, it can trigger this attack of immune cells, but mainly this is an autoimmune disease where the attack is not because of foreign organisms. Our own immune system attacks our own skin, our own mucous membrane. This is called an abnormal immune response.
Okay.
In fact, this lichen planus is not contagious. You can't get it from one person to another person. It's not.
Okay.
It is not a communicable disease. It can also happen in other parts, not just skin.
Uh-huh.
It can happen in vagina, vulva, so many other places. The
Yes.
mucous membranes, oral, and it can cause, if you don't treat it properly, it can cause cancer and other problems also.
Okay. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Welcome, Prabhuji.
If there is any other question, you may please raise hand, all the attendees. If you raise your hand, I'll provide the mic.
Pradeep Mathuriaji has raised his hand.
Just a minute. Bhaiya. Okay. I'm providing the mic to him. Pradeep ji, you are having the mic. Please. You can unmute it and put your question. You are unmuted. Please. Your
Go
voice
ahead.
is.
I've unmuted already.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Go
you
ahead,
are.
Pradeep ji.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, my question is that you told that breathing and breathing out should be by nose, from nose. So it will help to our system. So, we should hold inside, suppose 3 seconds and exhale for 4 or 5 seconds. So does it make any difference if we breathe in through nose and breathe out through mouth? So if we breathe out through mouth, we can use more 2 or 3 seconds to empty our this system. So does it make any difference? Means what is right? Breathe in, breathe out should be both by nose and one by nose and exhale by mouth.
See, the right way is to breathe in and breathe out both through the nose. When you breathe out through the mouth, it might make your oral cavity dry, and breathing through the nose is the right way. And even while breathing through the nose, you will be able to breathe out slowly if you practice it properly. So, of course, it will not be very harmful if you breathe out through the mouth. But breathing in is very important. Importantly, it should be done by nose itself, not through the mouth. And it is ideal if you both breathe in and breathe out through the nose.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Any other question? There are no further hand raised or questions there. And Dr. G. Srilatha ji is thanking you on YouTube for the very necessary information you have given.
Okay.
And it's not only she, we all are also thanking you. We all breathe. But how much attention we are giving to it, you have told us that how much attention it needs.
Yeah.
As you have said that on the next turn you will be making us aware about more pranayam and all.
Yes. Yes.
Till then, should I thank you all and discontinue for today? We'll continue on coming Friday. Thank you all the attendees. Thank you all the panelists. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank you.
Thank you for the information you have given. But it all needs practice,
Yes.
which has to be done by all of us.